huge air by Robert Aldegary. Aldegary, yep, okay. Cameron Boyle, #1 on the tour. Okay, I'm getting there, all right. Oh, yes, woo, huge air. That was a great run. We're in Aspen, Colorado. It'll be Bad Rad Bumpin' Bradley Holmes. He'll be going up
don't worry about him, ladies. That's just Duffy Wilson. He likes to practice a bit before the show.
The Bud Mogul Series is next on ESPN. That was good, yeah. I'm ready. A spectacular view and spectacular skiing conditions for the 8th stop of the Bud Mogul Series. From Aspen, Colorado, it's the Paul Mitchell Cup. Well, the locals are loving the skiing, and we're loving the bump skiing on Sunset. Hi, everybody, I'm Duffy Wilson, and welcome to the Bud Mogul Series. One thing for sure, nothing has been settled in the first 7 stops of this tour. Cameron Boyle, the tour leader, is the only skier who's won 2 events. And last week in Heavenly Valley, California, Tony Emery, fresh off the French national team, won the first professional event that he skied in. Our analyst, Nelson Carmichael, Olympic bronze medalist, well, he's usually standing here with me, but you know Nelson, he'd rather ski than talk.
Hey, you know, one of the great things about this course here in Aspen is that you can ski all day long, plus come around and watch the action. So stay tuned, because in a moment, the action gets underway.
The 1994 Bud Mogul Series is brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood Age for a clean, crisp, classic taste, and by Paul Mitchell Salon Hair Care for vibrant hair, nourished and cared for by the elements of our earth. Welcome back to Aspen, Colorado. We are set for the action. Duffy Wilson and Nelson Carmichael. Nelson, let's talk about the early round competition. Brad Holmes is injured and out.
Unfortunate for Bradley Holmes. You know, he hurt himself in the training run this morning, so we won't see more out of him today. But basically, everybody else who was seated in that top 16 has made it through the round of 32, and we'll see them.
There are 16 men left in the competition and 4 women. We're on Sunset here in Aspen, a very steep and short trail for these skiers. Fresh snow, cold temperatures, a little bit of wind. Let's go to the start. We are ready for the action at the start on the red course. From Team France, the rookie, Tony Emery. Emery, last week in Heavenly, he came out his first pro race and he won. And ladies and gentlemen, talk about a tough race. It's going to be the #1 pro skier on the Bud Mogul Series. Cameron Boyle from Squaw Valley, California, will be on the blue course. Nelson, what a start to the round of 16.
Boy, it all comes to a head early here today in Aspen with 2 very good skiers. Obviously, off to a big start. Big air there, double twister spread for Emery. Watch Emery go. Look at that tight patch in those turns.
Emery flew off the upper jump, and Boyle is now chasing him.
Triple twister spread there for Emery, and look at the speed of Emery. Wow, Boyle saying, uh-oh, I think I'm going to be out. Emery on the top jump, red course, double twister spread. Look at the deflection on the twisters all the way to the side, and opens up for the spread with a good landing, gets right back into his turns.
And Cameron Boyle, the #1 seed, is knocked out in the round of 16 by Tony Emery from Team France. The score, 14-11. Nelson, there's 25 possible points. That's 5 judges with 5 points each. There can't be a tie, but how do you win?
Well, the mathematics say you have to get at least 13 points out of the possible 25 to move ahead. Only 1 guy gets to move on into the next round.
Up next on the red course, it'll be Paul Cummings. Paul Cummings from Bennington, Vermont. He'll be skiing against Robert Aldegary, Bobby Aldegary from Killington, Vermont. It's not that far to Aspen, and we have 2 Eastern skiers at the start.
Red course ready? Course ready. Boosters ready.
Paul Cummings has been very hungry in all these Bud events, but just hasn't been able to get up there in the final rounds. He's got a tough competitor right here, Bob Aldegari.
Aldegari came in 5th seed, and they're skiing side by side as they come to the lower air.
Aldegari a bit ahead. Oh, but there's Paul Cummings with that big triple twister, but oh, he doesn't hang on to it that time. Ow. He went way too far.
A huge crash by Cummings, and then a flip on the ground. Aldegari will advance. Cummings is still healthy, Nelson.
Paul Cummings has been doing this triple twister with great success, but against Bobby Aldegari, he just goes way too far, too fast, lands further than he expected, and look at his head, it's down, looking at the ground. Immediately he rolls right over.
Our next pairing, it'll be Jan Canet from La Clusaz, France. He'll be on the red course, a rookie on the tour, known for complete mindless skiing. He's going up against a man who is very centered. It's Paul Lane from Heavenly, California, the 30-year-old tour veteran on the blue, the rookie on the red.
And you can see Lane saying, let's go, I want to get started. He gets out ahead at the top of the course, but then Jan Canet catches up and actually goes off the jump first.
Jan Canet has to turn him sideways, Nelson, in the middle of that red course. Watch his air, a flyer from Canet.
Double twister spread there for Canet, almost tips over the front, but hangs on to it. Big speed down to the finish, definitely ahead of Lane on the bottom third of the course. Jan Canet, big speed, comes in the jump, double twister spread. Not great on the second twister, but a big spread on the end of the trick.
And Nelson, he landed on his feet here in Aspen last week in Heavenly. Big air right on his head. Jan Canet advances over Paul Lane. The Frenchman moves up, 14-11 the call. The final pair, it's the bottom of the bracket in the round of 16. We'll find our second seeded skier, last year's tour champion, Chuck Martin from Killington, Vermont. He will be on the red course. He has drawn Gary Margot from Vail, Colorado. They call him Bomba. He skied very well early, Nelson, and they love him here in Aspen.
Blue course ready. Racers ready.
Margot's known to not have any fear and fly off those jumps. Let's see what he can do against Chuck Martin.
Chuck Martin said that he watches the skier on the other course, and right now he is seeing Margot right beside him as they head to the lower air.
Margot's looking pretty fast. Chuck Martin's looking very clean. They come in that jump very evenly, triple maneuvers for both of them. Look at Margot, he's ahead.
What a nice run by both competitors. Chuck Martin is rewarded for clean skiing in the middle of the course. He advances the score 14-11. And there's just 8 men left in this competition. That's how the bracket looks. Stay with us. We'll be back to Aspen, Colorado right after this. As far as the eye can see, Aspen, Colorado has been the destination for skiers since the 1940s. And now in the 90s, it's affordable Aspen? Sure, with direct flight convenience, 40 lifts service over 4,000 acres of Aspen magic. And now, 4 mountains on 1 ticket. Aspen, Colorado. Our next show and the last stop on this year's Bud Mogul Series is in Vail, Colorado. Watch for our season finale on Saturday, April 2nd, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, here on ESPN. And here's a look at our final 8 skiers in Aspen, Colorado, the quarterfinals. At the top of the bracket is Tony Emery of France, and at the bottom, the number 2 skier from the USA, Chuck Martin.
Of course, that means that Tony Emery and Chuck Martin could meet for an incredible final.
And here we go, it's Scott Koff, 5-time champion on the red course out of Vail, Colorado, and he'll be going up against a man who is skiing very well. From Team France, it's Tony Emery on the blue.
Blue course ready. Racers ready.
Scott Koff looked like he got caught up in that gate a little bit. Meanwhile, Tony Emery got ahead, and he's into that first jump first with a double twister spread.
And he was high off that first jump, Nelson, and Koff has DQ'd as he skied across the center line.
I don't know if Scott Koff was ever completely ready for that run. He got caught up in the start, went off the jump, and it looks like he just got thrown out of his skis, says, what the heck is going on? I am not ready for this.
Tony Emery does advance as Scott Koff was disqualified by the judges. Emery moves up to the semifinals. Our next pairing in the quarterfinals, it'll be Bobby Alzagari from Killington, Vermont. You hear him barking there. He is ready to go. He's on the red course. Bob Dickey will be on the blue course. Dickey advanced into this round, beating a former tour champion, Dave Hill, last round.
Red course ready. Blue course ready. Racers ready. Hey, Bob!
Boy, does Bob Alzagari get fired up for a run or what? He is ready to go. Here they go off the top jump. Nice and even. Good crystals there from both skiers. Bob Dickey a little bit flat, but look at Alzagari go. He's flying now.
Bob Alzagari is just an adrenaline machine when he comes out of the gate. And he's heading to the start. Huge air by Bob. Triple, double trick.
Alzagari's been saying, I want to ski a lot faster, and look at him here. He certainly is. Keeping it together. He's a little bit low, a little bit back, but he gets off the jump well with a nice Daffy twister spread. And that's a far jump. You land way down the hill.
Robert Alzagari from Killington, Vermont advances the score 14-11. It wouldn't be right to come to Aspen and not go shopping. The Paul Mitchell Spotlight is on Nelson Carmichael and the unusual shops in the town of Aspen.
Ah, Aspen. You know, they have incredible skiing here. But you know, everybody can't ski all the time.
Red course
So what
ready.
do? You go shopping. But it's not only shopping here. This is great shopping. Now take this great place. This is the Aspen Mountain Gallery. And of course, Ginger Swenson is here. She's the owner of this gallery. And tell me a little bit about what you have here. This guy looks incredible.
Isn't he great? This is a piece that's done by an artist named Dave McGarry out of New Mexico. And this particular Indian is named Rain in the Face.
So do you ship?
I sure do.
Well, I have a
Anywhere in
place
the
that
world.
this would go great in, but it's awfully big.
Well, that's no problem at all. We
All
ship
right.
everywhere.
Great, great. Well, thanks very much. I've got some more shopping to
Thank
do
you.
here in Aspen, so take
Come
care.
see us again,
All
Nelson.
right. The Rachel collection. Hey, this looks kind of cool. Let's go check it out. Hi, I'm Nelson Carmichael.
Hi, Nelson. Robert Lombard. Welcome to the Rachel
Oh,
Collection.
thanks. Nice to see you. I'm just
Yeah.
doing a little shopping around. Tell me what your shop's all
Well,
about.
we here at the Rachel Collection, we have over 250 American glass artists from all over the country.
Now, is it all glass? It's crystal? It's leaded glass? It's That's what it's all about?
It's all glass with a few mixed media pieces with iron and glass. Let me show you a piece back here.
Okay, great.
Well, crystal is glass with lead in it.
Right.
And these pieces are made by an artist named Christopher Reese, who is the artist in residence at Shot Crystal, and he carves these pieces out of blocks of crystal.
Is that right? One solid block.
That's right.
I'm a little bit embarrassed to ask, but how much does something like this go for?
Well, this piece is titled Afterglow, and it's $23,000.
Hey, that's just what I was looking for. 23,000. Right in the ballpark. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's bring it over to your condo.
Okay, let's do it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, finally a place where I do know something about what they have inside. Performance ski. Let's go check it out. Hi, how you doing?
Hey,
Nelson
Howard.
Carmichael.
Nice to meet you, Tom Bowers.
I'm just shopping around here, and tell me what's new. What's new in skis? What do you have going?
The biggest changes are giant slalom skis. They have a much bigger profile now, wider in the tip, narrower in the middle, and wider again at the tail to create a rounder turn.
And I see you have some snowboards here.
Yes.
This one's pretty wild. This is the Hooger Booger. I like this. I like the name of this one. Check this out. That's me, Hooger Booger, right there. Well, I picked up the bronze sculpture, got a great snowboard, and got a really good deal on an Aspen crystal. I wonder where I could get a decent hamburger in this town.
Our next pairing will be Jan Canet on the red course. Canet, a rookie from the French team. He'll be skiing on the red course out of La Clusaz, France, going up against a 7-year veteran on the tour, John Krugel, the butcher from Breckenridge, on the blue.
Blue course ready. Racers ready.
You know, we have some great snow conditions here in Aspen, probably the best we've seen yet. You see the skiers getting lots of face shots.
Jan Canet skiing very well on the red course, but he has problems there.
In that second jump. The second jump is big. He lands way down the hill. Double twister spread. And helicopter on the blue side of the course for Grugel, but Grugel's too slow.
And the winner on the red course, 14-11, Jan Kane advances. Our final pair in the quarterfinals will find Chris Carson from Keystone 8 Basin on the red course. His best finish this year, a 10th, he is 10th seeded. He'll be going up against the number 2 skier on the tour. Last year's champ from Tillington, Vermont, Chuck Martin.
Red course ready, blue course ready, racers ready.
And you know, Chuck Martin usually gets better and better as the days goes on. He takes a little bit easy in the first round, then he comes out, throws the big jump, like that spread twister spread there. Chris Carson got back landing and he went down.
Chris Carson has been injured. He has a really bad bone bruise on the back of his right leg. That might have been his problem as Chuck Martin cruises to the finish line, Carson trailing.
Martin with some good skiing here in the middle part of the course. He knows at this point that Chris Carson over on the red side has had trouble, so Martin is just taking it easy, making it real clean, trying not to make any mistakes.
Chuck Martin advances to the semifinals. The score 16-9, and Chris Carson disappointed, but Nelson, the best finish of his 94 season. Semifinal action up next on ESPN. Skiing action continues in March on ESPN as the world's greatest downhillers come to Vail for the World Cup Finals. Olympic gold medalist Tommy Moe and Diane Roth, Olympic gold Super G medalist, will race again for the title of the best in the world. Here's the schedule. World Cup action coming in March on ESPN. Welcome back to Aspen, Colorado, the Paul Mitchell Cup. Nelson Carmichael and Duffy Wilson. There's 6 skiers left in this competition, the women's final and the men's semifinal. Nelson, let's talk about the men's semi. It's a World Cup party.
Definitely is. Tony Emery, first of all, came off heavily last week with his first win. First really pro win, first pro event that he's ever done. Bobby Algary has his work cut out for him. But then on the other side of it, you have Jan Kane and Chuck Martin. Kane, you never know what this wild Frenchman's going to do. He'll be flying. Chuck Martin, he likes to get better, goes faster and faster as each round moves ahead. Should be a good race there.
It's going to be a great men's semifinal, but first let's go to the women's final. In that final, it'll be Patty Sherman going up against Kristen Brown.
You know, Kristen Brown barely made it into the final on her semifinal run, but she's here. Patty Sherman says, hey, my back feels better than it has been, but it's still sore. Says sometimes she can't even lift herself back up after she bends over, so hopefully everything will come out all right.
Well, they're at the start. Let's go up for the women's final. Our women's final is set at the start. On the red course, it's Kristen Brown from Salt Lake City, Utah. She's 25 years old, does her skiing at Snowbird. She's a rookie on the tour. On the blue course, it'll be Patty Sherman. She was the 92 Women's Mogul Tour champion and also the Tour champion in 93 out of Vail, Colorado, 30 years young.
This is the first final of the tour for each of these skiers. Spreads there for both skiers. Now, of course, they go a bit slower than the men. You try to look at it and compare it to the men. We have to realize that these ladies are skiing really in the men's mogul. Some big, nasty ruts in there.
Kristen Brown with very tight turns above the lower air. Patty Sherman getting wide on the blue course. And now it's up to the judges. Brown and Sherman in the finish.
Brown off the second jump, twister spread. Obviously not real big, but she gets the maneuver in.
Yeah, you want to
These girls have the opportunity to go off the big jump, so they just need to stretch those maneuvers out.
And the women's champion here at the Paul Mitchell Cup in Aspen, Colorado, from Salt Lake City, Utah, it's Kristen Brown. Congratulations also to Patty Sherman, second place. And we are now ready for the men. 4 skiers remain. First up on the red course, and there he is. That's the scream of Bobby Aldigary getting himself psyched up. He's going to be going up against the lumberjack from Team France, Tony Emery.
Both these two skiers with different styles, but both of them have great aerial maneuvers, so watch for that.
And they both force their ways out of the start gate. Here they come.
Nice helicopter from Bob Aldigary and a good landing there. Trying to keep up with Tony Emery.
Emery just bouncing into the floor.
double twister spread. You don't see this every day, folks, but you see it from Tony Emery. Great job.
And by the score of 14-11, Tony Emery moves to the finals, and Bobby Aldegari will ski for third. One Frenchman has advanced, another one is now at the start. Yann Canet of La Clusaz, France, is on the red course. He'll be going up against Chuck Martin, last year's Tour champion. Martin from Killington, Vermont, Rookie of the Year. The first year he was on the Tour, looking at another Rookie of the Year.
Ready?
Martin's a very smart skier. He knows Yann Canet can throw it big, but he also knows that Canet can go down pretty hard. So we'll see what happens here. Both are pretty good at this point. Chuck probably a little bit smoother. Canet with some nice turns all right here. Just at the very finish. Oh, too bad for Canet. Hey, it's not over until it's over. And before the finish line, you cannot crash, that's for sure. Canet off the second jump, red course, big air, double twister spread, lands strong, goes to the finish line, but then look at this. He thinks it's over with. It's not, folks, until you cross that finish line, and he's on his hip on the red finish line.
And Chuck Martin advances. Yann Canet gave it up just inches from the finish. There's our two finalists, USA versus France. We'll be back to the Bud Mogul Series from Aspen, Colorado, right after this. Welcome back to the Paul Mitchell Cup, the Bud Mogul Series from Aspen, Colorado. We are down to our final two competitors. We can't show you a consolation round. We can just show you Bobby Aldegari doing what he does so well, those helicopters, as Yann Canet pulled out of the consolation. Bobby Aldegari is number 3, Yann Canet of France is number 4, and we have the two finalists at the start. It will be on the red course from Team France, Tony Emery, the lumberjack rookie mogul skier in the United States now, with a 1 win last week in Heavenly, will go up against number 2 on the Tour, Chuck Martin. Nelson.
Boy, what a duel this should be. We said all along that these two may be in the final. Here they are.
USA on the blue course, France on the red.
Chuck Martin may have a bit of an advantage on the blue course, as blue seems to get its share of victories today over the blue course, but Emery, look at him go, he's fast in the middle.
Emery is a rocket.
Nice double twister, spread twister for Emery to the line first. I think the judges are going to have to go with Emery on that duel too. Gave it everything he had though. Emery, double twister, spread twister, check it out. You don't see this all the time. What a great jump. He barely gets in the last twister, but it's a quad, folks.
And Tony Emery is the champion here in Aspen by the closest of margins, 13-12. He is the victor over Chuck Martin. Nelson Carmichael is in the finish with Tony.
Tony, terrific skiing today. I tell you what, that final run was very impressive. I was up there in the booth saying how fast you were. Very tight skiing, and then of course that great jump on the bottom. How did it feel in the final?
Yes, in the final there is no sun, but with the color it's okay. And I did 4 maneuver at the bottom because the snow is really soft and it's really easy to ski. You can ski very fast and a big jump in this snow. It's really good.
So now do you go back over to Europe and go back to World Cup?
Yes, I go back in France because of the ticket to the airplane. And yes.
Okay, well, great to see you. Congratulations. And again, that big trick on the bottom and the big speed definitely held it up for Tony. Good job.
And the outdoor products big air of the day goes to the flying Frenchman, Tony Emery. Au revoir. The 1994 Bud Mogul Series is brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood Age for a clean, crisp, classic taste, and by Outdoor Products, backpacks made right here in the USA. Our accommodations in Aspen provided by the Grand Aspen Hotel, 1-800-24-ASPEN. This program is a production of Bud Sports and CE Sports in association with ESPN.